because Dom is one of our fixers, one of our helpers for this trip. He set us up with the owner of this little test track, this little one-strip test track that we've been using, and that's how I get around the insurance laws, because technically, are we on public land? Nope, this is private land. So I'm allowed to drive these things. And this is his daily of rather odd 3 Series?
5.
It's a 5 Series, but it's base, but it's optioned out. It's what's the deal? It's a 2-liter diesel.
Yeah, it's a 520D.
Okay. Can we have a look at it once before?
Of course, yeah. Do you want to pop the?
Sure.
Push the top one. Yeah, it's a 520D. It's an SE, which is the base spec. But then someone's put everything on it. It's got adaptive xenons. It had the optional 8-speed auto transmission. Heads-up display, blind spot things, cameras on here. So
I've never seen these before.
Yeah,
cameras that look out, and when we were driving yesterday, your roads. Yeah. Oh my goodness!
It's actually
you have to nose this thing out, but you can see around corners before you get to them.
You've got an awful lot of space between the front and where you're sat. So it's actually, I do use it every single day. It's genuinely quite useful.
But you told me that the 2-liter diesel is the go-to everything. They're everywhere here.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of the backbone really of the UK. To be honest with you, there's 3 different power outputs of this engine. There's I think it's a 140 horsepower, a 181, and then a 201 if you get the M Sport spec. Same engine, same everything, but just different maps. This is the 181. They've done a really good job at making a big car feel quick, because this is definitely not a quick car.
Oh, well, we'll find that out.
By their standards, this is a slow.
Up. I've never seen 2 latches before either. I've only seen the one.
Quite wide.
Sorry about my boots. We've been walking around in the gravel all day.
It's due a clean anyway, so no, it's just keyless, so you can put it wherever you want.
Okay. Now all of this is a little bit familiar to me, although I don't spend a lot of time in BMWs, because where I live, you're like, oh, you drive BMW. Are you a doctor? Whereas here, BMWs they're nice, but they're not, am I right to say they're not posh?
Yeah, there's some that are, like the 7 Series, for example, is incredibly...
Am I in? Up?
And if you push the button on the side and then fork towards you, yeah, it's a bit backwards, and that's reverse.
Okay, I'll just turn down the blower.
Yeah. There you go.
That's nice, a little animation there. Wow, and I need it, don't I? Yeah, I need that camera.
There is 0 visibility out the back.
Were they brave enough to put a sport mode on the base engine?
It's weird. When you look at the VIN, if you look at what options this has got, it says it's an option because it has a sport comfort control here.
What is electric efficiency dynamics? Is that just my fuel economy? There's a picture of a battery there.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. If you take your foot completely off the throttle now, you'll see
it goes into the blue.
It goes into the blue. So it's essentially just using, I guess, the driving force to charge the battery, specifically, I think, bypassing the alternator. I think that's kind of the...
charge the battery? Is this a hybrid?
No, just the standard car battery. It's weird. It's just a...
I thought they just did it all the time.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's odd. And it's only when you're coasting, so...
I've never seen something like that before. Okay, I go down. Now that's what a diesel does. That initial pull. Doesn't smell like a diesel, doesn't sound like a diesel, unless I was right in front of it. I didn't know that this was a diesel until I was standing in front of it and you were pulling away the other day. And I'm like, oh, that's a diesel, isn't it?
They've done a good job at making it not
But now diesels have this stigma thanks to Volkswagens, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I never saw myself having one. This is my first one out of 9 cars I had so far.
Now, if I mash it right here, what's it going to do?
If you just put it all the way to the floor, it will kick back, and then it will put it in whatever gear it can to.
Okay. There it is. Hey, there's a shove. another shove. Okay, it's a pull. That's fine. That's fine. There's no getting around the size of the car.
Yeah.
But you know, you can say that this thing accelerates just as fast. You know, with the initial diesel pull, this feels as fast as an American police car. Okay. The Interceptor utility, yeah, with the 3-liter V6.
Wow.
Gas, but that is pulling a lot.
Yeah.
But that thing has to tack up to 6,
yeah,
6.5.
Yeah.
To do that, this does it at 3.
Yeah.
So there's less weighting.
If you put it in sport mode, it will hold gears a little bit better, so yeah, it will feel slightly more responsive.
Where's my sport mode?
You just push the up arrow.
Okay.
And it changes in the
sport
display. Yeah.
Comfort. Okay. Comfort, I guess, is the standard
Comfort
mode.
Standard, then Eco Pro.
Now I have a little thing going on up here. Well,
yeah, it's just a little diagram.
Yeah.
It doesn't really tell you much.
More. Yeah, it is more. Well, it shifts higher, and there it is. There's your highway speed. And because we're going through a torque converter, it really does stay at there. It coasts. Oh, I wonder if it's. Do you think it's freewheeling? No, it can't be freewheeling.
I'm not sure, because it doesn't seem to engine brake unless you're on the brakes.
Yeah.
So I never knew. I should really look that up.
And it's getting a little bit warm in here, so let's have some air. This is the one thing I need to learn. BMW HVAC controls are very confusing to me. It's. I don't know if the exhaust tuning is different for the United States, but the BMWs that I have been in tend to feel or sound growlier. Yeah. And I'll bet you could change something and make this engine, this exhaust.
Yeah, there's a lot of common twin exits, so left and right, quad exit exhaust. Funnily enough, this has a DPF, which I don't know if, well, I was speaking to you yesterday about how common diesels are in the US, and you said not much. Here, because there's so many of them, you have a DPF, which is a diesel particulate filter, so it just catches the soot, essentially, the particulates, and then burns it off at a later time. And when it's doing that, you never know, it just happens. It's got a really throaty exhaust note, but every other time it sounds a bit whiny.
I just put it in eco mode, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that is...
It's horrendous.
This is for... I don't know, you lend it to somebody. It'd be neat if you had to lend it to somebody. You could just lock it in there. Yeah. And say, you're doing jack and crap in this. Yeah.
I mean, Eco Pro mode will get you 62 mpg on the motorway.
Geez, I'd drive something like that. That's better than a Honda Insight gasoline engine back home. That could... 55 is really what they said it would do maximum. And this is a nice, big, comfy car.
Yeah. I did... a trip to Brighton. There's a couple of 100 miles with 4 of us in the car and luggage, and it was 57 mpg.
Wow.
Comfortably. And people say they get 850 miles out of the tank. I've never managed to achieve that yet, but...
Huh. And stop and start is a thing that only now is getting to the United States, but I guess it's been here for a while.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's park?
Yep.
All right.
That's it.
Well, thank you very much, Dom, and thank you for all your hard work and hanging out with us 2 days. We couldn't have done this operation without you.
It's been really fun.
This I said the same sort of thing about this and that Alpha back there. With the right kind of marketing, this would work in the United States. And if you said we have a BMW, it gets 60 miles to the gallon, and it's just as fast as anything else. Here it is. It doesn't smell like a diesel. It goes like a normal gasoline car. You get up to highway speed like that. If you were just frank about it, it would work. If the US could get over the fact that diesel is something for big trucks.
Yeah.
Well, but I like it. Thank you for letting me drive this. This is fun.